I've never done this before, so I'm like not sure. If I'm in the right area for where I'm supposed to be.
Judge, you're muted.
You're in the right area, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mary Ann. What's ready?
Angela, are you ready with Natman?
We are.
Thank you. This is 20SU003790 Sumter Township versus Tony Gale Clark. Your appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Mannering on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. John Natman, P42983, on behalf of Tony Clark. She is here in the conference room at my offices. For purposes of this hearing, we'd waive formal presence in the courtroom.
Thank you. This matter is scheduled for pretrial this morning. Before we begin, I would like to disclose that I know Ms. Clark. We've never had a meal together. We're social acquaintances casually. It won't impact any decision that I make this morning, but I wanted to disclose that relationship to everyone involved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's an offer in the file from January 7th, 2021. Is that still a valid offer?
Yes, Your Honor. However, if you're speaking with Mr. Natman this morning, we are requesting an adjournment so we can possibly fashion some sort of resolution.
Thank you, ma'am. How's how's March 25th?
Let me double check my calendar. That sounds like it might be a problem, but let me double check.
It'll be March 25th or April 8th.
Okay. April 8th.
April 8th at 9:40.
Well, I got something. I'm trying to read my own calendar to see what it says. Yeah, actually, April 8th would be fine, except a little bit. I got one thing at 9 o'clock. We could go a little bit later in the morning.
Actually, no, Mr. Natman, I don't think that we can. The date's already pretty heavy. 9:40 doesn't actually mean exactly 9:40. So even if you have a 9 a.m., hopefully that will work.
I hope so. Yes, Judge.
Okay. April 8th, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. with Judge Tina Brooks Green. Anything else in this matter on behalf of Huron Sumter Township?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Natman?
No, Judge, other than it's a pleasure to be in front of you.
Good to see you, sir. Everyone have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Thank you. I see Miss Cohn here. Wendy Lynn.
Keen. Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you, Keen. This is 20SU00472 A and B. This matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial today. Ma'am, it's alleged that on November 8th, 2020, in Sumter Township, you operated with a blood alcohol content of 0.17 or more. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, along with a $500 fine and court costs. On that same day in Sumter Township, it's also alleged that you had open intoxicants in the vehicle. It's again a misdemeanor. And my first question to you is, Do you intend to proceed on your own this morning during the arraignment, or would you like to speak to an attorney, a court-appointed attorney?
On my own.
Okay. So as to the allegations before the court's going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. And ask to bond.
Are we going to pre-try this case today, Your Honor, or may I ask the court, I recommend if there's an opportunity to do so, that Ms. Kuhn take advantage of MIDC lawyer. This is a serious matter, more egregious than normal. So I really think if she would take another look at this and think about it, and then maybe I can work something out with the MIDC lawyer, because it's going to take more effort than normal. As to bond, as long as there's no consumption of alcohol, whatever the court pleases. The concern by the people is the incident that occurred and what appears to be a history of alcohol abuse.
Ma'am, did you understand the statements made by the attorney from Sumter Township?
I kind of do, but I don't. I mean, I've never been in trouble before, and I've been in AA every day since this happened because I scared myself. So,
Ma'am, what I'm going to suggest is that you stop talking at this point. I am going to set your bond at $5,000 personal. You are to consume no alcohol during the pendency of this matter. What I'm also going to do, we can pre-try the matter, but we have quite a number of files this morning, but I do want to give the defendant an opportunity to speak to the MIDC attorney. And then if that attorney needs to come out and speak to you, Mr. Young, we can do that while we're handling the matters from Huron Township. Reasonable?
Your Honor. Thank you.
So ma'am, what I'm going to do is have you go into a breakout room with Mr. Jadala. And I'll indicate to him that the charges are open intoxicants in the vehicle and operating with blood alcohol content of 0.17 or more.
Is there a preliminary offer by Mr. Young?
Right now, it's on the nose, and I'd be glad to scan the report, Sam, and send it to you right now if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Mr. Jadala, when you get done speaking with the defendant, if you come out and you're ready to proceed to pretrial in this matter, we can do that. Otherwise, we'll give you a new date, which will be sometime on March the 25th.
Your Honor, may I ask Sam for his email address? I don't have it handy. Is that proper?
It's
Fine.
ATTYSAMER@gmail.com.
Thank you. I'll get it out in a few minutes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mary Ann, I can't tell who else is ready and who else is queued up next. No, I can see, but I can't, it doesn't look like there are any. Oh, I see it down at 9:20. Thank you.
After I realized it was wrong.
This is 21 HR 12924 A, B, and C. Huron Township versus Vanessa Raya Vega. Your appearances? Your audio is not connected yet, sir.
Can you hear me? Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Your Honor? Your Honor.
I can hear you, but there's someone else whose lips are moving. Your name, sir?
My name is Francisco, ma'am. I'm translating for Vanessa Raya Vega. My name is Francisco, ma'am. I'm translating for Vanessa Raya Vega.
Francisco, I heard you. I heard
Okay.
you. But my question to you is, are you a court authorized translator?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What's your relationship to the defendant?
I'm just a close friend.
Foley Carter?
That's right.
Any objection to this person who's presented themselves as a translator?
No, Your Honor, we leave it to the discretion of the court.
Sir, I need you to turn your video on for me, please. The translator.
You want to say?
Oh, yeah.
Sir, this involves a criminal matter. What the court's going to do is adjourn the matter and make a notation that a court authorized translator be present.
Yes. So what will be the next step, Your Honor?
Your name, ma'am, with the red jacket on?
¿Cómo te llamas? Dile, Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Vanessa. We're going to adjourn this matter, reschedule it for March the 25th at 9:20 a.m.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Have a court translator present.
You guys gonna provide that, Your Honor?
No one told us that a translator was necessary.
Okay.
So I'll put a notation in the file that the defendant is present by Zoom, but that a translator is necessary. And the language is?
Oh, Spanish, ma'am.
Thank you. A notice will be sent out with a new date.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge, that's Mr. Ruark in the middle who is trying to connect. Mr. Perryman just was brought in for Quinn at 9:20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Give me 1 second, please.
No worries. Thank you.
Mr. Quinn present?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if he's in the, not sure if that's him or not. Yes,
No,
Your Honor.
He's back. I see him.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
This is 20 HR 12955 A, B, and C. Huron Township versus Thomas Quinn. Your appearances, please.
Caitlin Foley Carter for the people.
And Your Honor, good morning. For the record, Clint Perryman with and on behalf of Mr. Thomas Quinn.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Your name, sir, with the black shirt on?
Thomas Jordan Quinn for the record.
Thank you. Matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. Mr. Perryman, there's an offer in the file that if your client pleads to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the other matters will be dismissed.
Your Honor, that's accurate. Ms. Foley Carter and I had an opportunity to resolve that earlier this week. She was kind enough to do that. We're working to get Mr. Quinn's driver's license back in the interim.
So are we proceeding with the arraignment or are you accepting the offer of the people?
We're going to accept the offer, Your Honor. That's correct.
And that's all that's on the plea offer. There's nothing as to sentencing or fines and costs.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Quinn, did you hear the comments made by your attorney this morning?
I did, Your Honor.
And is it your desire to accept the offer of the people and plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yeah, my intention is to take the plea. Thank you.
Okay. You understand if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
I do, Your Honor.
And you give up that right freely and voluntarily?
I do.
Court accepts the plea. I'm sorry, Mr. Quinn, is it true that on December 10th, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes.
Thank you. Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Perryman?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
As to the fines? Ms. Foley Carter?
We leave it to the court's discretion, Your Honor.
Mr. Perryman, any?
Yes, Your Honor. I would ask that a fine be assessed in this matter. You know, as I mentioned, Mr. Quinn is working with my office to reestablish his driver's license. I think that would be appropriate and ask that this matter be closed after that payment is complete.
The court will assess a fine of $100, cost of $300, crime victims of $75, state cost of $50, fund fee of $20. Mr. Perryman, would your client be able to pay that amount within 30 days, or does he need more time than that?
He's shaking his head. Mr. Quinn, you can pay that within 30 days?
I can.
I'm sorry, you said?
He said he could, Your Honor, 30 days.
That's
My quick
545.
math is a little rough, but that's somewhere around $500.
545 by my math.
Okay, thank you.
Defendant to pay within 30 days. Anything else on behalf of Huron Township?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Perryman?
No, Your Honor, thank you. And thank you, Ms.
Thank
Foley
you.
Carter.
We're all set. Mr. Quinn, have a good day and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks, Clint. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Mr. Rourke.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ron Ruark. For Mr. Schaefer, who's with me in court this morning.
Are you ready to proceed, or do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
Well, we're going to speak to the prosecutor, I think. He's muted right now. I don't think, here he goes.
Let me call the case 200478 OD Sumter Township versus Anthony Lavoy Schaefer. Your appearances, please.
Robert Young, Sumter Township, Your Honor.
Ronald Ruark, Your Honor, for the defendant who's sitting next to me this morning.
Matter is scheduled for pretrial this morning. You indicated you need to speak to the prosecutor.
Yeah, I thought if he could put us into a breakout room, we could speak briefly.
Okay, Mary Ann will send you to a breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, there's a Josh Taylor that's a 9.
I just saw that. You can bring him in.
30, okay.
Whoever's ready, we can bring in just so we
Okay,
can kind of try to stay on track a little. I'm sorry, Mr. Jadala's back.
Yes, Your Honor, we're just going to ask for that date, that pretrial date. You gave us March 25th. I wasn't sure what time, Your Honor.
I'm not sure what time. That day is already getting heavy. And 10:50.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Mhm. Was there anything else, Mr. Jadala, in this matter?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I've explained to the defendant, what I will be doing is getting some information from her. And on the 25th, we'll talk more with the prosecutor about a potential resolution, Judge.
Thank you, sir. This again was 20SU00472 A and B. The new date is going to be March 25th, 2021 at 10:50 a.m. The file will be back with me. We'll make the prosecutor from Sumter aware of this new date and time. Thank you, sir. You've had a chance to get contact information from the defendant.
Yes, I've shared my email and my phone number with the defendant.
Thank you. Have a good day, ma'am.
You too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is 20HR13326 A and B. Huron Township versus Joshua Taylor. Mr. Taylor? Just take your hat off and state your name for me, please.
Joshua Taylor, Joshua Jacob Taylor.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is scheduled for arraignment pre-trial. Sir, it's alleged that on December 20, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and fines of $500 plus court costs. On that same date in Huron Township, it's alleged that you also drove in excess of the posted speed limit by more than 26 miles per hour. There's an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking and pay a fine of $375, the misdemeanor and the civil infraction would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Yes.
I can't hear you, sir.
I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Sir, you understand if I accept your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. This will be the final resolution of the misdemeanor and the civil infraction.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Sir, are you able to pay that $375 within the next 30 days?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Sir, what you're doing is pleading responsible to double parking. Is it true that on December 20, 2020 in Huron Township, you double parked?
Yes, it is.
Please accept it. The misdemeanor and the civil infraction will be dismissed. The $375 again is due within 30 days. Before you log off, could you provide me your current phone number?
419-973-2222.
Thank you, sir. Anything else on behalf of Huron Township?
No, Your Honor, thank
No,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Have a good day, Mr. Taylor.
Okay.
Mr. Young, I see you're back recalling Anthony Schaefer.
Your Honor, spending a few minutes in the breakout room with Mr. Rourke, we'd ask for a short adjournment if the court pleases. There's one other piece of evidence that he's referenced me to take a look at, which I'm willing to do. So a short couple of weeks or whatever the court pleases.
Short. When are you back? The 8th? April 8th, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. And that will be with Judge Green.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything
Thank you.
else on behalf of Sumter?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of Mr. Schaefer?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Nunley, what do you have this morning?
I have two cases, Jordan Michael Francis and Devin Michael Beach.
I don't see either of your clients.
Come on, I can't hear you.
I have not been able to get in contact with either of them for quite a while.
If you don't mind hanging around for just a little bit longer, then. I know you're scheduled for 9:10. If they're not here in the next 10 minutes, we'll just dispose of the matter. Start with, thank you, Mr. Nunley. Start with the safety vest, your name, please. Oh, not connecting.
Your Honor, I think I see Sam in there, and that case was called earlier, Ms. Kuhn, if you remember. And
Yes.
he went in to break out to talk to his client, so I'm wondering if he needs to talk to me.
He does not. He wanted to continue the matter. We reset it for March 25th at 10:50 a.m.
That was on Kuhn,
Yes,
March 25th. All right,
yes, at 10:50.
all right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And then wait,
Hello.
thank you. Do we need to get in contact with Mr. Jadala? Mr. Young, yep, Mary Ann just pointed out that that is not a good date for you. Your date has to be, yeah, your date has to be April 8th. And I think Sam is still on somewhere.
I'm sorry, Mark. My head's everywhere.
No, it's, I can't keep track of Sumter's.
So for it's going to be April 8th.
Yes. The 25th is not a Sumter date.
I will notify the client. April 8th at what time, Judge?
Kind of wind up on 10:20.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Jadala. Thank you, Mary Ann.
Sir, with the orange vest on, what is your name, please?
Terry L. Talley.
Thank you.
Welcome.
This is 21 HR 002070M, Huron Township versus Smith.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Your name, ma'am?
My name is Jacelyn M. Smith, for the record.
Ms. Smith. This matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial today. It's alleged that on January 6, 2021 in Huron Township, you trespassed.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You trespassed at 27093 Bryan Boulevard.
Yes, that's what's alleged, Your Honor, and I would hoping to ask for an arraignment. I have not been able to obtain counsel for this matter.
Ma'am, I started by saying today is the time scheduled for arraignment. There's an offer in the file from the people that if you plead guilty to trespass, that the court would defer sentencing in this matter for 12 months, and that if you committed no further violations, the matter will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of that offer, or do you wish to go forward with the arraignment pretrial?
I guess I'm not kind of understanding. Without counsel, I would really want to weigh my options. Since I don't have counsel, I don't know if I would like to accept the offer at this time.
There's an attorney available.
I wish I'd have them. To repeat that, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
There is an attorney available. Mr. Jadala is the attorney available.
To meet in one of the break rooms today?
Yes, ma'am. You're gonna go,
Okay.
you're gonna see an invite to the breakout room. The sole charge is unlawful actions, trespass at an address in Huron Township. Mr. Jadala, there's an offer from the people. If she plead guilty as charged, the matter will be taken under advisement for 12 months. And she not returned to that address, 27093 Bryan Boulevard. Oh, that was fast. Okay. Ally,
Yes.
this is 20HR13168 A, B, C, and D. Huron Township versus Terrell Talley. Your name for the record, please, sir.
Jerry L. Talley.
Mr. Talley, today is the day and time set for the arraignment pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on December 15, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was not valid or had an improper license. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a term of jail and fines and court costs. On that same day, also in Huron Township, it's alleged that you had no proof of insurance. This is a civil infraction, a registration or plate violation, another civil infraction, and that you were speeding 11 to 15 over the posted speed limit. There's an offer from the people that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the other matters would be dismissed, that being the driving while license not valid and the civil infractions. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney in this matter?
I would like to speak to an attorney because my license was suspended for a month and
Sir?
I paid my
Sir, don't say anything else about the underlying charges, okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna have you wait. The attorney is in with another defendant right now. I'm gonna put your file here on the side. As soon as he comes out and disposes of the matter that he's already working on, we'll send you into a breakout room, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, will I automatically be transferred?
You'll get an invite to join a breakout room, but he's not back from the person he's meeting with. Sir with the blue shirt, what's your name, please?
Rob White.
This is 20HR13153 A, B, and C. Huron Township versus Robert Lynn White. Can you state your full name again for me, please, sir?
Robert Lynn White.
Mr. White, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on December 15, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 in fines plus court costs. On that same date in Huron Township, you were also speeding 11 to 15 over the posted speed limit and had no proof of insurance, another civil infraction. There's an offer from Huron Township in the file that if you plead guilty to driving while your license was suspended, that the 2 civil infractions would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer from Huron Township this morning, or do you wish to proceed with the arraignment?
I wish to proceed with the arraignment.
Do you need to speak to an attorney in this matter, or are you ready to proceed on your own?
Attorney.
Mr. White, the court-appointed attorney is in a breakout room with another matter this morning. There's a matter in front of you. So if you want to wait, you can mute yourself again, and when he's available and done with the other 2 files, I'll send him in with you, or send you in with him.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jadala is back with Ms. Smith, recalling the case ending 207, Huron Township versus Smith.
Your Honor, respectfully, Samer Jadala, P62186. Your Honor, I've spoken with Ms. Smith. For purposes of today's arraignment, we will waive formal reading and stand mute. And Your Honor, after speaking with Ms. Smith, at this time, Your Honor, we're going to respectfully request this matter be set for pretrial. Ms. Smith understands the offer, and she'd like some more time to weigh that offer and to weigh her options. And hopefully at that pretrial date, she will know how she would like to proceed. Is that correct, Ms. Smith?
That is correct. Thank you.
The pretrial will be adjourned. You know what, that's March 25th. It's getting bad, Mary Ann. We're going to go over to April 22nd, 2021. At 9:10 a.m. And that will be with Judge Green. Asked to bond in this matter?
Your Honor, Mrs. Smith, right now, Your Honor, from what I understand, she doesn't have a criminal record to speak of. She understands, Your Honor, to have no return to a place allegedly that she trespassed at. She's going to fully abide by that do not return order.
Any comment on behalf of the township?
No, Your Honor, as long as she does not return to that Bryan Boulevard address.
Bond is set at 1,000 personal. Ms.
That
Smith,
means
you
pay nothing, Ms.
understand?
Smith.
I'm sorry?
I was just telling Ms. Smith that means 1,000 personal bond. You only have to pay the $1,000 if you violate. Otherwise, you pay nothing, Ms. Smith. You understand?
Okay, so at this time, I don't have to pay the $1,000.
Correct.
Only
You
if
don't
I
have to pay,
return
but
to
what you cannot do is return to 27093 Bryan Boulevard for any reason. If you return to that address and someone's made aware of it, you'll be considered to be in violation of your bond condition, okay?
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
We're all set. We'll see you back on the 22nd of April.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Gisela, there's someone else I need you to speak with, please.
Yes.
This is 20 HR 13168 A, B, and C. It's arraignment, pretrials, driving while license not valid or improper with civil infractions for speeding and a plate violation, no proof of insurance. There's an offer that if the defendant pleads to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, all the other matters would be dismissed. His name is Mr. Talley. You're gonna get an invite to go into a breakout room. Mr. Talley with
Okay.
Mr. Gisela.
Okay, now you said the offer was allowing an unlicensed driver.
Not
to
you,
drive?
Mr. White, no.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Nunley, no good luck in reaching your client.
No luck at all.
Because these were the 9:10s and it's now 9:44 by the court's clock. This is 20SU00402A, B, and C. These matters were scheduled for pretrial this morning at 9:10. It's now 9:44 by the court's clock. On behalf of Sumter Township,
Bench warrant requested, Your Honor. We'll probably pick them up. This is a problem.
bench warrant 5,000, 10%. Mr. Nunley, I'll note that you were present.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then we have 20SU003870M. Sumter Township versus Jordan Francis. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning at 9:10. It's now 9:45 by the court's clock, defendant having failed to appear. Mr. Nunley being present. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. Do you have any other matters this morning, Mr. Nunley?
I do not.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Jadala, you're back with Mr. Talley already, recalling the case ending 168.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, MIDC Arraignment Council. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd wait for him reading and stand mute. I've gone over Mr. Talley, the plea agreement. Mr. Talley would like to avail himself to that plea. He understands he'll be pleading guilty to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, and all other matters are being dismissed.
Mr. Talley, you heard the comments made by Mr. Jadala this morning,
Yes,
and you do in fact wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
yes,
Plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, understanding that the other matters will be dismissed.
yes,
It's true that on December 15, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed the unlicensed driver to drive.
yes,
So you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily.
yes,
You're understanding that you're giving up any right to have a trial in this matter, present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf.
yes,
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
I am, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Talley, your plea will be accepted. You'll be assessed a fine of $100, cost of $200, crime victims of $75, state costs of $50, fund fee of $20. That's $445. Can you pay that within 30 days or do you need more time?
I need more time.
Your phone number, please, sir.
248-660-2723.
And your email address.
My first and last name, terriotalley@yahoo.com.
The collections department will be in contact with you, sir.
Okay, and what was the total again?
$445.
Okay,
You can go online and make a payment. You can bring it to the court or you can mail it to the court if you have not heard from the collections department.
okay, and a payment arrangement is available also?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jadala. Have a good day, Mr. Talley.
Absolutely.
All right, you too, bye.
Mr. Jadala, there was someone else waiting to see you. 20HR13153 A, B, and C, Robert White. Driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied, speeding, no proof of insurance. The offer from the people is if he pleads to driving while license suspended, the civil infractions will be dismissed. I don't see anybody. Mary Ann?
Your Honor,
Mr. Young?
do you have the Gilson case, Jeffrey Gilson, Gilson? I don't know if he's going to appear and we're moving to dismiss. The ticket was issued in error. It had been resolved once before. 19 SU 00025, I think.
I'm looking at it right now and I saw the offer last night, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Had that been communicated to him?
Yes, his attorney from the prior matter contacted me and said, you reissued a case where we had already, it was another ticket was supposed to be issued, and I think it was. I told him I would move to dismiss.
Because there was no one else in the waiting room, I was gonna call 19SU000250D. This is Sumter Township versus Jeffrey Scott Gilson. Mr. Young is here and made the representation that this matter was being dismissed as it was a mistaken filing. Even without Mr. Gilson here, the court will dismiss this matter, make a note in the file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Young. See Mr. Reffitt? Good morning. This is 1-83302-OT Sumter Township versus Wilbert Reffitt.
Yes.
You state your name for me, please, sir?
My name is Wilbert Len Reffitt the fourth.
Mr. Reffitt, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on August 1st, 2018 in Sumter Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 fines and costs. Did you intend to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking to speak to a court-appointed attorney?
I'd like to speak to an attorney, please.
Okay.
That'd be awesome if I could. Thank you.
He's already in with someone else. I'm going to put your file on the side after he's come out and handled the other matters that he has pending. I'll put him into a breakout room with you. I want to advise you, you have some other outstanding files with the court. You owe a total of $1,858. So when we conclude the matter this morning, we're going to ask you to reach out to our collections department and make arrangements, okay?
Okay, I appreciate you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you in a minute.
Yes, sir. Kemfer. I don't see that file.
Do you want me to stay here or leave?
You can stay there, but stop, don't talk right now. What'll happen is when Mr. Jadala is available, you'll get an invite to join a breakout room.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mary Ann, I don't see anybody in the waiting room. I wonder if my list just doesn't match the other lists. If things have been removed. Because I don't have, the lists have lists. I'm gonna go off for a second, see if I can find this other docket.
You sent me some pictures.
Yes. Okay, so
At the office and I look at them.
I don't know if I'm gonna have to log off and log back on or not to send them to you. I'm gonna go ahead and send you this stuff right now.
All right, we're on. Mr. White, we're on the main thing. So you can just go ahead and email me all the stuff that you have. We'll get a new court date and we'll just wait for the judge to call the case for a new court date, okay?
Okay, so what you want me to do right now? Go ahead and do it now?
No, yeah, you can email it to me after we get a new court date. Let's just wait for the judge to call the case.
Okay.
Mr. Jadala, I had just stepped away and I heard your voice come back on. I'll recall the matters of Robert Lynn White, 20HR13153, A, B, and C. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial and the driving while license suspended. There were 2 civil infractions, no proof of insurance and speeding. Mr. Jadala, you've had an opportunity to speak to Mr. White.
Your Honor, I have, and I've also communicated the offer. Mr. White has explained to me that he's currently, Your Honor, right now, he's cleared off all other matters that are on his license. He has an appointment with the Secretary of State today. He wants to share some information with me, but I hopefully in the future, by the next court date, can share with the prosecutor to see if there's going to be a possibility at that time for an allowing rather than a driving while license suspended. So if we can have a new pretrial court date, that would be great, Judge.
And Mary Ann, I think it's safest for us to go out to that April date. That March 25th date looks bad. Let's look. Now, here I can come back on the 8th of April. I'm just looking to see if there's a time slot that's not already. The 10:20 doesn't look bad. I think this will be the last one at 10:20. So we're going to adjourn the pretrial April the 8th, 2021 at 10:20 a.m. That will be with Judge Green. And as to the bond in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Your Honor, Mr. White is working diligently. He's paid over $1,200 and clearing all other outstanding matters. He's made a Secretary of State appointment. He has that later on today, Your Honor. Your Honor, he understands not to drive until he clears up everything and he's able to. He agrees to do that while on bond, Judge.
The matter will be adjourned. I'm sorry, April 8th, I said that. Bond will be set at $3,000 personal. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you.
We're all set, Mr. White. You have a good day, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Jadala, there's one more person I'd like you to speak to this morning. Well, so far this morning. This is 1833020T. This is arraignment pretrial on a driving while license suspended. There's no offer in the file from Sumter Township. I'm not sure if Mr. Young is still listening. Is able to.
An odd and dismiss, I think, was there 2 charges, Your Honor, or am I?
I have a singular charge for Mr. Reffitt.
All right, an odd will work for the people, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Allowing unlawful driver will work for the people, dismiss the DWLS.
And Mr. Jadala, if you want to go into a breakout room with Mr. Reffitt, I'd appreciate it. And you can discuss that offer.
Absolutely, Judge.
Thank you. Sir, when you see the invitation to the breakout room, please join Mr. Jadala.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, the person that's Elon Traub. Can you hear me?
Yes,
What is your name, please?
Elantra Bradford.
Thank you.
What? This is 1851600OT and 1851730T. Huron Township versus Elantra Bradford. Would you state your name for me again, ma'am?
Elantra Bradford.
Ma'am, both of these matters are scheduled for arraignment pre-trial. It's alleged that on December 11, 2018 in Huron Township, your drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 fines and costs. And you had a registration and or plate violation. Ma'am, this is another misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 fines and costs. There's an offer from Huron Township that if you plead guilty to driving while license suspended, that the other misdemeanor, the registration or plate violation, would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney before the arraignment is held?
No, I don't need to speak to nobody.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And what is it that you wish to do this morning?
I plead guilty.
Do you wish to accept the offer of the people?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if you plead guilty to driving while license suspended, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have the opportunity to bring any witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am.
And you plead guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on December 11, 2018 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
I am, Your Honor.
Ms. Bradford, the court will accept your plea of guilty to driving while license suspended. It's $100 in fine, $300 in cost. There's a crime victims of $75. There's a state cost of $50, a fund fee of $20, $50 bench warrant, $50 late fee, $45 FAC. That's $710. Ma'am, are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need more
I'm out.
time?
I was gonna ask, is it possible I can get on the payment plan because I'm not working right now and I'm due to have my baby next month, so I don't know when the next time I am gonna be.
Ma'am, would you give me your phone number, please?
313-899-0334.
And your email address?
ELANTRABRADFORDD@gmail.com.
The collections department will be in touch with you, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good day and good luck to you.
You too, thank you.
Thank you. I saw Mr. Jadala come back and then he disappeared.
I'm back. I'm sorry, Judge.
Thank you. No, you're fine. I wanted to finish writing in this file and then I will, are you ready to proceed with Mr. Griffith?
We are.
Recalling 1-83302-OT.
Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Riffit. For purpose of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute, Your Honor. And for purposes of today's pretrial, Mr. Riffit would like to avail himself to the plea. Well, he'll be pleading to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The driving while license suspended matter will be dismissed.
Mr. Riffit, you heard the comments made by the attorney this morning,
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
and it's true that you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer to plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive,
Yes, ma'am.
understanding that the pending charge of driving while license suspended will be denied? Or
Yes,
will be
sir. Yes,
dismissed?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
You understand if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on August 1st, 2018, in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court will accept your plea. That's a fine of $100, cost of $200. There's a $75 crime victims fee. There's a $50 state cost, $20 fund fee, $50 bench warrant fee, $50 late fee, $45 clearance fee, for a total of $590. Are you able to pay that within 30 days, or do you need more time?
I need more time, ma'am.
And does your phone number still end in 5224?
Yep, 5224, yep.
Okay. Thank you. The collections department will be able to set up a payment plan with you. As we discussed before, you have other outstanding matters, so call the collections department on your other outstanding matters, and they can roll
Okay.
all your payment plans into one.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I appreciate you.
No worries, sir. You have a good day. You're all
You
set.
too. Be safe.
Thank you.
They're on right now. He's offering. No, he can't. He's nothing but a pain.
Mm-mm.
So how do we do that? They're in front of the judge right now. So what is the option?
There's no other options.
Take
That's
the
it.
money and then do an eviction?
Take the money and we'll talk about it when I get done.
The judge is gonna rule that way anyways, right?
Mhm.
And we'll work on getting them out of there after that.
You're stuck with it. This is 208000394OT. This is Huron Township versus Daryl Martin. Your name, please, sir?
My name Daryl Marchand.
Mr. Marchand, you're scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on September 19, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove where your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 fines and costs. There is an offer in the file from Huron Township that if you plead to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the driving while license suspended will be dismissed. Do you wish to accept the offer of the people, or would you like to speak to a court-appointed attorney this morning?
I need to talk to an attorney because I really don't understand what you just said about dropping something. So maybe she can explain it to me.
You'll get an invite to go into a breakout room with Mr. Jadala. The file is 20H000394 Huron versus Marchand.
Could you repeat the offer, Judge?
Allowing an unlicensed driver to drive and the driving while license suspended would be dismissed.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Nope, that person has to change their name before they come in here. Absolutely not. I'm not. You can make that face, Miss Foley Carter.
Sorry.
Sir with the ceiling fan. Your last name, please, sir, with the blue hoodie.
How do I do this?
Sir, with the blue hoodie.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Now I can hear you.
Your last name.
Jones, Jones.
Mr. Jones, what I'm going to suggest to you is in the future, when you have to appear in court, you rename yourself before you join the court, okay?
Oh, I don't know what it says on there.
It says something I'm not going to repeat.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It's okay, whatever. I don't know how you set up your phone, but it comes up in a way that's not Not gonna make you any friends in court, but this is 20U-168-175. Sumter Township versus George Allen Jones. Would you state your full name for the record for me, please, sir?
George Allen Jones.
Mr. Jones, it's alleged that on December 15, 2020, in Sumter Township, you had blight on the property. There's further notation on the ticket that you had piles of brick, household debris, and burn fence debris from property. I can't read the other trash and burn debris in the backyard and debris in the front yard.
Yes, on that.
There is there's an
Oh.
offer from the people. Just let me finish reading. We'll get to your response in just 1 second. There's an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the blight charge, the court would take the matter under advisement for 6 months. Free to clean up the property to the satisfaction of Sumter Township, this matter will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Yes. So there, I'll have 6 months to get it clean.
Where's Mr. Young? Yes, sir.
I'm here, Your Honor. I don't know
Okay.
why my start video is not, there we go.
It's okay. I just wanted to be sure that you were on. Yeah, you would have 6 months to clean up the property to the satisfaction of the township.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do.
Okay. So you do wish to avail yourself of the people's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you already in touch with the ordinance department and you understand what it is that you have to clean up or what's necessary at the property?
Yes, ma'am. I just talked to the ordinance guy 2 days ago, actually.
You understand that the court accepts your plea. You won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You'll give up your right to present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way to get you to plead.
Yes, ma'am. Freely and voluntarily.
Is it true that on December 15, 2020 in Sumter Township, you had blight on the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
And as to fines and costs in this matter, Mr. Young?
Your Honor, I'll leave that to discretion of the court. I would just like to add for the record that 6 months is extremely generous from the standpoint that this has been pending for quite some time. He's been requested by the ordinance officer on numerous occasions to correct this problem. My understanding is based on the recent report, nothing has been undertaken by the defendant to correct this matter. I do recognize we're in March, April, and May. We could have some wet months. So instead of coming back 2 or 3 times before the court, I just made it 6 months. But at the end of the 6-month period, it's the township's position. We've done it in the past to take much more aggressive action and requests. So I just want that on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, the court's going to assess a $100 fine, $200 on cost, $75 crime victims, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee for a total of $445. You have the entirety of the 6 months to make this payment, okay? You can either mail in a payment, pay online, or bring a payment up to the courthouse. What will happen is 6
Okay.
months from now, if you've cleaned up the property to the satisfaction of the township, this matter will be dismissed.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions, Mr. Jones?
No, I'd just like to add that I did start on the yard. It was the winter months, so we were covered with snow and it was rainy. But yes, before when I had the opportunity to get it cleaned up, I didn't. So that is my fault, but it will be cleaned up before the 6 months.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. You have a good day, okay?
Just keep it and bring it back to me when it's done.
Mr. Giselle, I see that you're back with Mr. Marchand.
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling the case that ends in 394 Huron Township versus Marchand.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Marchand. Your Honor, for purposes of the arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. Your Honor, for purposes of the pretrial, Mr. Marchand would like to avail himself to the plea. He will be pleading guilty to 1 count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive.
Mr. Marchand, you heard the comments made by the attorney this morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and you in fact wish to avail yourself of the people's offer that if you plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended would be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea this morning, you won't have a trial of any kind. You give your right to present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are entering this plea freely and voluntarily. You've not been threatened in any way to get you to plead guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that on September 19, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Mr. Marchand, you'll be assessed a fine of $100, cost of $300, as a crime victims of $75, as a state cost of $50, fund of $20, late fee of $50, clearance of $45, and a warrant fee of $50. By my math, that's $690. Mr. Marchand, are you able to pay that within 30 days, or do you need a payment plan?
No, I can pay that within 30 days. I just need to know how to make the payments.
And Your Honor, I've explained to Mr. Marchand, if he'd like, he can come to the court. A court officer would meet him. He can give them the money and he will get his paperwork so he could leave with his paperwork in hand.
Understood, sir?
Yes, can I get something in writing? Because my employer is taking care of this for me. He's advancing me the money, but he wants to see something, you know, in writing, the amounts and everything. So, I mean, I guess he's just not going to take my word. He wants to
No.
see something in writing, you know what I'm saying?
What I would suggest to you is that you can go online to 34th District Court, probably not today, probably sometime tomorrow, and the information will be put in the file electronically. You can print it out where it says that this is what's due and it's due within 30 days.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Okay? Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Marchand, we're all set. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. This is 20HR10333 A, B, C, and D. This is Huron Township versus Amy Burberry. Burberry?
No, you had it right the first time.
Burberry, thank you, ma'am.
Actually, I was surprised. Most people get it wrong the first time.
This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial. Ma'am, it's alleged that on October 5th, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. There were civil infractions from that. That's a misdemeanor punishable up to 90 days in jail plus fines and costs of $500. Your civil infractions from that day of no proof of insurance, a registration of plate violation, and speeding 11 to 15 over the posted speed limit. There's an offer in the file from the prosecutor that if you plead guilty to the added count of failing to display a valid license, that all of the other matters would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to a court-appointed attorney in this matter?
What would that entail if I pleaded guilty to that?
I'm going to put you in a breakout room with a court-appointed attorney. He'll be able to explain that to you. Mr. Jadala, did you get that case number and that name?
I did. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ma'am, you'll get an invite to go into a breakout room with Mr. Jadala. He'll discuss the offer and the ramifications with you, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning. Your last name, please, ma'am?
Ramirez.
This is 20HR10361 A and B. Huron Township versus Shannon Ramirez. Ma'am, would you state your full name for me, please?
Yes, Shannon Leanne Ramirez.
Ms. Ramirez, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on October 5th, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended or revoked or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail plus $500 to $500 in court costs. On that same date, you also had a registration or plate violation, again, a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, and fines of $500 plus cost. There's an offer in the file from the Huron Township attorney that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the other matters will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney this morning?
No, thank you. I should be fine. I've never done this before, so I'm new to this. I apologize. I don't think I need an attorney or anything.
Okay. So did you wish to avail yourself of the offer from the people, or would you like to proceed with the arraignments in this matter?
Like, you mean offers for what? I'm confused.
And ma'am, what I'm gonna do is put your file on the side, and there's an offer that if you plead to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, they would dismiss the driving while license suspended and the registration and or plate violation. But we do have an attorney available to discuss that offer and any consequences with you. He has another person that he's with right now, but if you sit tight, mute yourself again. When he's done, I'll send you into a breakout room with him, okay?
And Your Honor, I'm back. We're ready on Ms. Burberry, and I can speak to Ms. Ramirez whenever you'd like.
Thank you, Mr. Jadala. I saw that you were back, and I'll recall the Burberry matter that is in 333 A, B, and C, and D. That was the one misdemeanor of driving while license suspended with the civil infractions that came along with it. Your appearance, please, sir.
In respect for Your Honor, Samar Jadala, P62186, MIDC counsel appearing on behalf of Ms. Burberry. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd waive form of reading and stand mute. For purposes of today's pretrial, Your Honor, Ms. Burberry would like to avail herself to the plea. She will be pleading guilty to one count of failing to display a valid license. All other matters will be dismissed pursuant to the plea.
Ma'am, you heard the comments made by the attorney this morning?
I have.
And is it true that you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people
I do.
and plead guilty to the added count of failing to display your license, understanding that the driving while license suspended and the civil infractions would be dismissed?
Yes, please.
You understand that the court accepts your plea. You won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You will not have an opportunity to present witnesses or exhibits on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty to the added count of failing to display freely and voluntarily.
I guess so. Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on October 5th, 2020 in Huron Township, you failed to display your operator's license?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Judge.
Thank you. Ma'am, the court will accept your guilty plea to the added count of failing to display. The original misdemeanor and the accompanying civil infractions will be dismissed. And ma'am, you will be assessed a fine of $100, cost of $200, as a crime victim's fee of $75, state cost of 50, fund fee of 50, and a warrant fee of 50.
Do I pay that
That's
online?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, do I pay that online?
That's $495 by my math. You can pay it online, you can bring it to the court, or you can mail it to the court. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
I believe so.
Okay. Payment within 30 days. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge.
Anything else, Ms. Barberry?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
We're all set, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Mr. Jadala, you'll go in with Ms. Ramirez now.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. Man with the blue blazer?
Yes,
What are you here for this morning?
Zoe Smith, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is your client present?
She is, Your Honor. Her video is not on, but I see her name.
This is 21HR00272 A, B, and C. This is Huron Township versus Zoe Smith. Your appearance, please.
Tracy Geisbert appearing on behalf and with Zoe Smith, who is also appearing via Zoom, I believe.
These matters are scheduled for arraignment pre-trial this morning. As soon as her video becomes available,
I've just texted her, Your Honor.
that's okay. Mr. Jadala, were you ready with Ms. Ramirez? Okay, I'm doing one right now. I just saw you pop back. I wanted to be sure that everything was okay. I still don't see her.
She's back, Judge. I see her on my screen.
Not Ms. Ramirez. I'm
Oh,
looking
I'm sorry.
I'm looking for Ms. Smith.
Okay.
Ma'am, I'm going to recall this case that was in front of you, and when Ms. Smith becomes available, we'll give that matter another call. Recalling Huron Township versus Ramirez, case ending 361. This is A and B. Mr. Jadala.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Sam Jadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Ms. Ramirez. Your Honor, for purposes of today's arraignment, we would waive formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial, Ms. Ramirez would like to avail herself to the plea. She will be pleading guilty to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The other matters will be dismissed pursuant to the plea.
Ms. Ramirez, you heard the comments made by the attorney this morning,
Yes.
and you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer to plead guilty to the added count
Yes,
of
Your
allowing
Honor.
an unlicensed
Yes.
driver to drive, understanding that the other two matters will be dismissed.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind of this matter. You won't have the opportunity to call witnesses on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it true that on October 5th, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
I'm sorry you cut out. I didn't hear you.
Is it true that on October 5th, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
No.
Pursuant to the plea, Mr. Ramirez, that's what you're pleading to, isn't that correct?
Oh, yeah, the guilt, yes, I'm sorry, I apologize, yes.
Thank you. Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Your Honor, I also want to let the court know that the other matters that are up for review, Mr. Ramirez has let me know she sent money orders to pay those matters off. On my copy of the docket, there were 2 outstanding matters from 2019, and she's letting me know she sent some money orders.
They must have already, thank you for the update, Mr. Jadala. That money order must have already reached the civil department, the criminal department, because I no longer have the files.
Good.
The court is going to accept your plea to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, Ms. Ramirez, and assess you a fine of $100, cost of $200, crime victims of $75, state cost of $50, $20 to the fund, $50 warrant fee for a total of $495. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need more time?
I may need more time.
Does your phone number end in 0332?
Yes.
The collections department will be in contact with you to set a payment plan.
Okay.
Make payments online. You can bring them to the court or you can mail them in, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Any questions, ma'am?
No, thank you.
We're all set. You have a great day.
All right, you too, thank you.
Thank you. Was Ms. Smith able to activate her video as of yet?
Your Honor, I think that she got kicked out and she's in the waiting room right now.
I don't see her, but I see Mr. Swatash. As soon as we see her in the waiting room, we'll pull her in and I'll recall the case, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning. This is 19480OM. This is Huron Township versus Kouza. K-O-U-Z-A.
Good morning, Your Honor. Douglas Swadish appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Swadish, I don't see your client as of yet.
I don't either, Your Honor. He might be running a little bit late. I told him that based on my conversation or my emails I exchanged with Ms. Foley Carter yesterday that this was going to be most likely put off for another 30 days because they couldn't do the inspections yet. So he may be running a little behind. I told him I didn't even know if he would see you today.
I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen him as of yet. The matter would be adjourned if there's no objection from Huron Township. As soon as your client appears,
okay,
we'll recall the case and adjourn it. Looks like we're probably going out to April the 8th.
Okay.
But as soon as I see him in the waiting room, we'll go forward.
Okay, Your Honor. I'll give him a call right now just to see where he's at and make sure he's signing in.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ma'am with the white t-shirt, your last name, please.
Smith.
Thank you. Recalling 218-00272 A and B. Huron Township versus Zoe Smith. Your appearances?
Tracy Geisbert appearing on behalf of Ms. Zoe Smith, who's also appearing via Zoom.
Thank you. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pre-trial. Have you had an opportunity to speak to the Huron Township attorney?
No, Your Honor.
There's an offer in the file that if your client pleads guilty to possession and use of marijuana, that the matter would be taken under advisement for a matter of 12 months. And if your client committed no further violations in this or any other venue in Michigan, that the matter will be dismissed, that the minor in possession of alcohol and unreasonable noise charges would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of this offer, or do you want to go into a breakout room with the prosecutor?
I'd like to go into a breakout room with the prosecutor, Your Honor.
Thank you. If you would, please, Mary Ann. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary, I'm gonna step off for 1 second. If you want to get everyone else checked in, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, with the black hoodie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hi.
ma'am.
What is your name, please?
Alden Pitts.
Pitts. Okay, just hold tight, and we'll get to you as soon as the judge returns, okay?
All right.
Thank you. I think it's running smooth.
Recalling Huron Township versus Zoe Smith. See that you popped back out of the breakout. Were you ready to proceed this morning?
Your Honor, may I please be put in a breakout room with my client so I can discuss the offer with her?
Yes, ma'am. You should see an invitation in just a second, Ms. Smith, to join your attorney in a breakout room. In the meantime, there is 20HR13180A, B, C, and D, Huron Township versus London Pitts. Would you state your name for me, please, Mr. Pitts?
Alden Pierre Pitts.
Mr. Pitts, your files are scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. Sir, it's alleged that on December 15th, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was not valid or had an improper license. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fine and court costs. On that same day, also in Huron Township, there were 3 civil infractions assessed as well. Limited access speeding, 16 to 25 miles over the posted speed limit, driving 90 to 70. No proof of insurance, and an equipment violation, something was defective or missing. Oh, window tint. There's an offer from the attorney of Huron Township that indicates that if you plead guilty to the driving while license not valid, that the other matters would be dismissed. The civil infractions would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the people's offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney this morning?
Or for the court office this morning.
Okay. There is another matter ahead of you, Mr. Pitts. I'm going to put your file on the side. As soon as Mr. Jadala is ready, I'll send you to a. Were you with someone, Mr. Jadala?
I was not, Judge. I just did not hear the offer from Mr. Pitts.
Mr. Pitts, if he pleads to the driving while license suspended, the 3 civil infractions would be dismissed. It's window tint, speeding, and no proof of insurance.
Got it.
Mr. Pitts, you're going to see an invitation to go into a breakout room. Please join that breakout room and talk to the attorney. Were you ready to proceed on Ms. Smith, or did you need to speak to the prosecutor again?
We are ready to proceed, Your Honor. Although
Recalling 21HR00272A and B. The parties have had an opportunity to speak. How are we proceeding this morning?
Your Honor, my client would like to take advantage of the offer that's been made by the prosecution. I don't see her on my screen, though. I'm not
She
sure.
might still be in the breakout if Mary Ann can check and put her.
Sorry about that.
No, I'm sorry. The squares changed and I looked down for a second. I thought I saw her in the upper right corner. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mary Ann. She's back. Okay. I see your client now if you wish to proceed.
Yes, we're ready to proceed, Your Honor.
You were indicating that you wish to avail yourself of, your client wishes to avail yourself of the offer of the people to plead guilty to the count of possession and use or use of marijuana, understanding that the other two would be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, were you able to hear the conversation this morning?
Yes.
You understand that if you plead guilty to the possession and or use of marijuana, that this matter will be taken under advisement for a period of 12 months, and that if you commit no further violations in this court or any other court in the state of Michigan, that the matter will be dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people?
Yes.
You do so freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
Understand that if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind. This matter won't have the opportunity to present witnesses or documents on your own behalf?
Yeah.
Ma'am, is it true that on January 9, 2021 in Huron Township, you possessed and or used marijuana?
Yes.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Gisbert?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. No worries.
I'm not. I try. And you
It's
said it the
okay.
first time and I heard it, not really heard it. The court will accept your client's plea to the sole count of possession or use of marijuana. And I still see Mr. Jadala and Mr. Pitts, but I'm not sure what happened with the invite to the breakout room.
Your Honor, we've already met and talked.
You are amazingly fast in doing that. I appreciate it. As for Ms. Smith, as to fines and costs, were there any conversations between the attorneys?
There was not, Your Honor. We leave it to the discretion of the court.
Thank you, ma'am. The court's going to assess a fine of $100, cost of $200, $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. My math puts that at $445. Is your client able to pay that within 30 days?
No, Your Honor, she's going to need a little bit longer time for that. The longest possible time.
The longest possible time. She's this matter's under advisement for 1 year. So what I would ask is that she can contact our collections department to set arrangements to make these payments. A good phone number for you, Ms. Smith?
734-353-5099.
And your email address?
Zoe Smith, ZOEY SMITH 177 at yahoo.com.
Okay. Contact our collections department to set arrangements in this matter. Anything else on behalf of Huron Township?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of Ms. Smith?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're all set. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Recalling 20HR 13180 A, B, C, and D. Mr. Jadala.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Sam Mercadalo, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Pitts. Your Honor, for purposes of today's arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. And Your Honor, for purposes of the pretrial, Mr. Pitts would like to avail himself to the plea. He'll be pleading guilty to 1 count of driving while license suspended. All other matters are being dismissed pursuant to the plea.
Mr. Pitts, you heard the comments made by the attorney this morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You give up the rights to present a defense in this matter.
Yes, ma'am. I
You're
understand.
pleading guilty freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, ma'am.
You're pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on December 15th, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was not valid?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Judge.
Sir, the court accepts your plea. The civil infractions will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Just putting some notes in the files. As to fines and costs. Sir, the court's gonna assess $100 fine, $200 cost, $75 crime victims fee. There's a state cost of $50. There's a fund of $20. That's a total of $445. Are you able to pay that within 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You can either go online and pay. You can mail your payment into the court, or you can bring it up to the court building and a court officer will take the payment from you and process it, okay?
Can you send a bill to the mail and address?
I'm sorry?
Send the mail to the bill and address?
You can mail it to the building, 11131 Wayne Road in Romulus.
All right.
It's the same address that's on your ticket or your notice to appear this morning.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else, Mr. Pitts?
That's it, ma'am. Thank
Have a
you.
good day, sir. Thank you.
You too.
I'm looking in the waiting room and that person needs to rename themselves. I'm not gonna even guess what that could possibly be.
The person that's trying to connect is Attorney Swadush's client.
The night prescriptions is what I see trying to show up. He
Yes.
seems to be having a hard time.
That's not the one I was. If I can make Ms. Foley Carter laugh one more time this morning, I think my day will be complete. I still have a lot of files and I don't see a lot of people. Oh, wonderful. Here we are. 1948030M, Huron Township versus Kuza.
Good morning, Your Honor. Douglas Swadish appearing on behalf of the defendant, Rod Kuza.
Take your cap off and state your name for me, please, sir. With the bridge in the background. Mr. Kuza? Thank you, sir. Your name, please?
Your Honor, I don't know that he can hear you. He had texted me earlier saying he was having a hard time. I had actually just texted him to ask him to take his hat off.
Thank you. So that's clear he can't hear me. That lack of response made me a little concerned. There is a offer in the file or note in the file that the plaintiff requests an additional adjournment. The case is pending inspection by township. Residential inspections have been suspended due to COVID. Request at least a 3-week adjournment. Was that your understanding, Mr. Squattish?
It is, Your Honor.
Putting us 3 weeks out will put us at 1, 2, 3 at the April 8th date, which I think is getting to be a very bad date, Mary Ann. I like how you say that. And then after that would be April 22nd, which is only looking marginally better. We'll adjourn it to April the 22nd, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. And I think that's the last one for that time slot. And the file will be heard by Judge Green at that point in time. I skipped over the part where this was actually the arraignment as well on this no certificate of occupancy. Is that correct?
It's been over a year since we were there, but we were there December of 19, Your Honor, for the arraignment, I thought. I know we were there.
I'm looking at it. I don't see any information written into the arraignment section of the file. And I noticed that there have been warrants entered in the interim. So just so I can note the file, sir, as to the arraignment in this matter.
Yes. Not guilty.
Thank you. Bond of 1,000 personal, just so again, so that the record's clear. We'll see the parties back on April 22nd, 2021 at 9:40 a.m. with Judge Green. Anything else on behalf of your client, sir?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. Thank you for getting your
Thank you,
client
too.
on. This is 21SU00080M. Sumter Township versus Paul Douglas Gardner. Would you unmute yourself and state your name for me, please, sir?
Paul Douglas Gardner.
Mr. Gardner, today is the day and time set for your arraignment pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on January 12, 2021 in Sumter Township, you possess a controlled substance. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus $500 fines and court costs. There's an offer from the Sumter Township attorney that if you plead guilty to the possession of a controlled substance, that this matter would be taken under advisement for a period of 1 year. And that if during this period you committed no additional misdemeanors, and you can. Mr. Young, I cannot read your hand. Comply with.
I probably said comply with the court's order.
I'll take you at your word that that's what it says. Mr. Gardner, were you able to hear the offer of the people this morning?
Yes.
Did you wish to avail yourself of the offer, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
No, I'll go with his offer.
For the purposes of the arraignment, I'll have you stand mute to the charges, sir, of the possession. And enter your plea.
Yes.
Sir, you understand that the court accepts your plea in this matter. You won't have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
You won't have an opportunity to give testimony or present witnesses on your own behalf.
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Is it true on January 12, 2021 in Sumter Township, you possessed a controlled substance?
Yes.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Satisfied, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gardner, your plea will be accepted. The matter will be taken under advisement for a period of 1 year, so long as you do not complete any additional misdemeanors and comply with the terms of your sentence. The matter will be reviewed in 1 year and dismissed.
Thank you.
As to fines and costs, Mr. Gardner, I'm gonna assess you a $100 fine, $200 cost, $75 crime victims fund fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. My math puts that at $445. Are you able to pay that within 30 days or do you need more time?
Yes. I can pay it within the 30 days.
You can ask for more time. The matter will be taken under advisement for 1 year. Mr. Gardner, you are not to possess any unprescribed medications.
Excuse me, ma'am. I do have an open case right now in Washtenaw County. Is that going to affect my agreement with you?
I don't know what the Washtenaw County case is about. So it's difficult for me to answer.
It's over 17 years old. It was over, my son got caught with some stolen merchandise and they put a warrant for my arrest, and I just moved back up here a year ago and I didn't know about it. So until I got pulled over, when you guys pulled me over for this, I found all this out.
You guys didn't pull you over.
Well, I mean, Sumter police pulled me over, and then I found out that I had a warrant for my arrest. So now I'm in the process of taking care of that. I just want to make sure that doesn't violate what we're talking about, our agreement.
It should not, because you pick up no new offenses. If you're talking about something from 17 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how that could possibly impact this matter.
Okay.
I appreciate your concern, though, Mr. Gardner.
Yeah, thank you.
But we're all set. And as for your fines and costs, you can either go online and pay the $445. You can mail it into the court, or you can bring it to the court and the court officer will assist you in processing that payment, okay?
Okay.
We're all set, sir. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. This can't be the only thing.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just getting up not too long ago.
You're getting up at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I work. I just got off of work last night.
And as much as people on YouTube like to hear our conversation, I'm going to go on to 208-04724. It says A and B. I'm missing a file. Oh, I knew it was too good to be true. A and B. This is Huron Township versus Milan Moses. Thank you. Mr. Moses, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It looks like you might have had a little bit of difficulty with Zoom the last time,
Yeah, I had some troubles with it a couple times.
but you're here this morning for arraignment pretrial, sir. It's alleged that on June 6, 2020, in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine, and court costs.
Mm-hmm.
The accompanying matter is an impeding traffic civil infraction that actually,
Okay, now, Your Honor,
wait. Give me,
I'm sorry.
Mr. Moses, that's okay. I'm trying to read it. You probably thought I was stopping. There's an
Okay.
offer from the people that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended and the impeding traffic matters will be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offers of the people, or would you like to speak to a court-appointed attorney this morning?
I'll speak to an attorney.
Mr. Jadala is going to meet you in a breakout room. You'll see an invitation from my secretary in just one moment. The charge is driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied, and the impeding traffic, and the offer is allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Accept the invitation to go out into the breakout room, and he will talk to you about that offer, okay?
Okay, I just got it. Thank you.
Thank you. See you in a little bit. This is the 1040. Are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else? That's okay. I could hear you and I wasn't sure.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi. No. You're fine, ma'am. This is 20 HR 13625 A and B. This is Huron Township versus Myrna Afnan.
Yes, ma'am.
You state your full name for me, please, ma'am.
Yeah, my name is Myrna Afnan.
Ma'am, your matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial today. It's alleged that on December 30th, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. You were also speeding. I'm sorry, the driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, plus $500 fines and court costs. On that same day in Huron Township, you were also speeding 6 to 10 over the posted limit. This is a civil infraction. There's an offer in the file from Huron Township that if you plead responsible to the added count of double parking and pay fines and costs of $300, that the misdemeanor driving while license suspended and the speeding civil infraction would be dismissed. Would you like to avail yourself of the offer of the people, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney this morning?
I'll take the offer, ma'am.
I'm not talking to you yet, Mr. Moses. You're good, though.
I'm sorry.
Ma'am, I didn't hear your response.
Can I speak to the attorney, please?
Yes, ma'am. He has one case in front of you. I'll do that case and then you'll see an invitation to go into a breakout room, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Recalling the matter of Milan Moses, that ends 4724 A and B. Mr. Jadala.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Samer Jadala, P62186, MIDC Arraignment Counsel, appearing on behalf of Mr. Moses. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of today's pretrial, Mr. Moses would like to avail himself to the plea. He'll be pleading guilty to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. All other matters are being dismissed pursuant to the plea.
Mr. Moses, you heard the comments made by Mr. Jadala this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You still wish to accept the offer of the people and plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
You're doing so freely and voluntarily.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on June 6, 2020 in Huron Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court accepts your plea, Mr. Moses, to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The original misdemeanor and civil infraction will be dismissed. You'll be assessed a fine of $100, cost of $200, crime victims of $75, state cost of $50, fund fee of $20. You have a warrant fee of $50 for a total of $495. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days? Or do you need more time?
I need more time.
Does your phone number still end in 9348?
Yes, ma'am.
The collections department will reach out to you to set up a payment plan,
Okay, thank you.
okay? Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge.
We're all set. Thank you, Mr. Moses. Have a good day.
You too. I appreciate you.
Thank you. And if Mary Ann would send Ms. Afnan into a breakout room with Mr. Jadala, I'd appreciate it. Sir, with the yellow or neon green jacket on, your name, please.
Oh. I'll be back in now to,
Recalling Huron Township versus Afnan, case ending 3625.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Sam Merchadala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Ms. Afnan. Your Honor, for purposes of today's arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of the pretrial in this matter, Your Honor, my client would like to avail herself to the plea. She'll be pleading responsible to one count of double parking, and the other matters are being dismissed pursuant to the plea.
Ms. Afnan, were you able to hear the comments made by Mr. Jadala just now?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's true that you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people to plead responsible to the added count of double parking, understanding that the driving while license suspended and the speeding matters will be dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You give up any of the rights already discussed with Mr. Jadala?
Yes, ma'am.
And ma'am, is it true that on December 30th, 2020 in Huron Township, you were double parked?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Yes, Judge.
Ma'am, the court accepts your plea to double park and you will be assessed a total fine and cost of $300. Are you able to pay that within 30 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, you can either go online and pay, you can mail it into the court, or you can bring it to the court building and the court officers will help process the payment. As indicated previously, the civil infraction for speeding will be dismissed. The original driving while license will be dismissed, and the sole matter will be responsible to double parking, $300 within 30 days.
Thank you,
Anything
Your
else in
Honor.
this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Afnan, you have a wonderful day, okay?
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, with the Under Armour sweatshirt zip up on, what's your last name, please?
My last name is Gilstorf, but I'm representing our company, HSI, in the matter of Jack McNeil.
The overweight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This matter is scheduled for a formal hearing at 11:15. It's not quite that time yet. Would
Yeah,
it be
sorry.
beneficial? That's okay. Would it be beneficial to speak to the prosecutor from the township?
Yes.
Ms. Foley Carter?
Yes, Your Honor, I'll go to the breakout room. Thank you.
Thank you much. This is 191648 Sumter Township versus Eric Vasquez. Sir, are you working or are you able to take off your hard hat and put your, state your name for the record?
Yeah, I can take it off.
My name is Eric Vasquez.
Thank you, Mr. Vasquez. This matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on April the 17th, 2019 in Sumter Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. There's not an offer in the file from the prosecutor this morning. Did you intend to proceed on your own, or were you looking to speak with the court's appointed attorney?
Could I speak with the attorney?
Mr. Young, do you have any comment before Mr. Vasquez goes into the breakout room with Mr. Jadala?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, does the file contain an offer
It does not.
allowing unlicensed driver to operate is fine with the people?
Thank you. Mr. Vasquez, you'll see an invitation to go into a breakout room. You'll meet with Mr. Jadala, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am, with the gray hoodie on, your last name, please.
Moore.
Thank you. This is 194408 Sumter Township versus Vanita Moore. Could you state your full name for me, please, ma'am?
Janita Barbara Moore.
Ms. Moore, your case was scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on October 16, 2018 in Sumter Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, while your license was not valid or improper. This matter had previously been scheduled for February 11th, 2021. You failed to appear by 12:43 a.m. There is an offer from Sumter Township in the file that if you plead responsible to double parking and pay a fine and cost of $350, the improper license charge would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer from Sumter Township, or do you wish to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
Take the plea.
Ma'am, you understand that if the court accepts your plea in this matter, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
And you still wish to plead responsible to double parking?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that on October 16, 2018 in Sumter Township, you were double parked?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea, ma'am. You'll be assessed total fines and costs of $300. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days, or do you need more time?
I need more time, please.
Does your phone number still end in 8680?
Yes, ma'am.
Elections Department will be in contact, okay?
Okay.
Anything else? Any questions, Ms. Moore?
No.
We're all set, ma'am. You have a good day.
Thank you too.
Ms. Foley Carter, are you ready to proceed with the formal hearing in this matter?
We resolved the matter and we're going to move to reduce the total cost to $2,000 even.
Sorry, just give me one, call the case 208011449 OI, Huron Township versus HSI. Sorry, ma'am.
Caitlin Foley Carter on behalf of the people. We will be moving to amend the overweight amount to $2,000 even. And I told the individual that they would have 30 days to pay.
And sir, representing HSI, would you state your first and last name and spell it, please?
First name is Nicholas, Nickolas. Last name is Gilstorf, Gilstorf, as in Frank.
And your position with HSI?
General foreman.
And you're authorized to proceed on this matter this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
And you heard the statements put on the record by the prosecutor?
Yes.
And you wish to avail yourself of the offer?
Yes.
And on behalf of HSI, you plead responsible to overweight and pay a fine and cost totaling $2,000 within 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Anything else on this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, on behalf of HSI, that payment can be made online. It can be mailed into the court or brought to the court, okay?
Okay.
Any questions?
No questions on this side.
We're all set. Have a good day. Thank you, Officer Grant, for coming in.
Thank you, officer.
Mr. Jadala, you're back with Mr. Vasquez.
That is correct, Judge. We're ready to proceed.
Recalling 191648. Sumter Township versus Eric Matthew Vasquez.
In respect for Your Honor, Sam Jadala, P62186, MIDC, counsel appearing on behalf of Mr. Vasquez. Your Honor, for purposes of arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of today's pretrial, Mr. Vasquez would like to avail himself to the plea. He'd be pleading to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. The original count, driving while license suspended, is being dismissed.
Mr. Vasquez, you were able to hear the comments made by Mr. Jadala this morning,
Yes,
and you wish to accept the offer of the people and plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive,
yes,
understanding that the original charge of driving while license suspended, revoked, or denied will be dismissed,
yes,
and you're doing so freely and voluntarily.
yes,
You understand if the court accepts your plea, you won't have a trial of any kind in this matter,
yes,
and you still wish to plead guilty.
yes,
Is it true that on April 17, 2019, in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
yes,
Sir, the court will accept your plea. You'll be assessed a fine of $100, cost of $200. The crime victim's fee of $75, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. There's a bench warrant fee of $50, a late fee of $50, and a clearance fee of $45. By my math, that's $590. Are you able to pay that today? I'm sorry, within 30 days, or do you need more time?
more time.
Okay. We have a phone number for you that ends in 1478,
Correct.
and your email address, sir.
EMS2571@gmail.com.
Putting a note in the file for the collections department to contact you to set a payment plan, okay?
Okay.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge.
We're all set, Mr. Vasquez. You have a great day.
Thank you too.
Thank you. This is 21 HR 002860M. Huron Township versus Wilson. You're muted,
Hello.
sir. Could you state your name for me, please?
Will Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, today is the day and time set for arraignment pretrial in this matter. Sir, it's alleged that on January 9, 2021 in Huron Township, you committed the misdemeanor of malicious destruction of property less than $200. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 plus court costs. There is not an offer in the file from the people. Do you wish to proceed on your own this morning, or do you wish to have the assistance of court-appointed counsel?
Your Honor, if I may.
I need.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The people are just requesting a brief adjournment to speak to the complainant in the matter, so there isn't an offer at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Wilson, were you able to hear the attorney from Huron Township?
Yes, but I'm with the girl
Mr.
right
Wilson, before you say anything else, I'm gonna advise you not to speak about anything involving the facts of the case.
now. Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Do you have any objection to this matter being adjourned for a brief period?
No.
I know what I said, Mary Ann, but I think that I don't want this to, I know. As soon as I say this out loud, I already know what's gonna happen. It's doing it to myself. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it's not me. It's Judge Oakley. On the 25th, it's Judge Oakley. It's my docket, but it's not really me. So I will happily put it on March the 25th. March 25th, 2021 at 10:50 a.m. That is actually with Judge Oakley. My docket, but Judge Oakley will be the person hearing the matter. Was there something else you wanted to add, Ms. Foley Carter?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson, you are to return on March 25th, 2021 at 10:50 a.m. The court will send out notice. I'll remind you that you have some other matters scheduled for March the 15th.
Hello.
You're aware of those matters?
Yes.
Okay. We're all set, Mr. Wilson. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Start with the black jacket. Your last name, please. Mm-mm. He's not connecting yet. His audio is just not connecting. Oh, you muted yourself, sir. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can now. What's your last name, please?
Argyris. I didn't really know how to do this Zoom thing.
No,
too good.
no, you're perfect. No worries. You were scheduled at 10:30. This is 21HR 00172OM. Huron Township versus Arjuris. Sir, you were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's
Okay.
alleged that on January 5th, 2021, in Huron Township, you trespassed at Huron Estates. This is a misdemeanor punishable after 93 days in jail, plus $500 fines and court costs. The only offer in the file from Huron Township is that you plead guilty to trespassing. Did you wish to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of court-appointed counsel?
I'm looking for assistance of a court-appointed counsel.
Sir, I'm going to have you go into the breakout room with Mr. Jadala. You're going to see an invite to join him. Please go there and talk to him, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
In the meantime, there's 21SU00010A and B, Sumter Township versus Matthew Chafin. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 11 a.m. It's now 11:26 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue in the misdemeanor matter, $5,000, $10%. Civil infraction will be deemed in default. I'm just waiting for, Mr. Young, I think you're done with everyone who's present.
Your Honor, if that be understood, I will call it a day if that's okay.
It's perfectly fine. Oh, wait,
Right.
I'm sorry. Wait. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be, Mr. Chapin, it just appeared.
Just appeared at 11:30? Okay. Shoot. The other file I just knocked on the floor. Recalling 21SU00010A and B. This is a matter of Sumter Township versus Matthew Chafin. Mr. Chafin, this matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 11 a.m. Court had just called the case and asked that a bench warrant be issued. That's not been processed yet. Sir, I'm going to ask you to turn on your audio and put your face where I can see it, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I
That's
was okay. I apologize for that. I was trying to put on a clean shirt for you.
I appreciate it. State your name for the record.
Matthew Eugene Chafin.
Mr. Chafin, it's alleged that on January 12, 2021 in Sumter Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fine plus court costs. On that same day, also in Sumter Township, you had defecting or missing equipment. There was something going on with your braking system.
Yes, ma'am.
There's an offer from Sumter Township that if you plead guilty to the added count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the driving while license suspended and the equipment violation would be dismissed. Do you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people, or would you wish to speak to a court-appointed attorney this morning?
Well, I honestly did not know my license was suspended at that time.
Mr. Chafin, we're not at that point yet. The question is, do you wish to proceed on your own this morning with the arraignment? Or would you like the offer from Sumter Township, or would you like to speak to the court-appointed attorney?
I'll just proceed by myself.
Okay, so as to the offer of the people, do you wish to accept the offer of the people, or did you wish to proceed with the arraignment on this matter?
I wish to proceed.
Proceed with the arraignment.
Yes, ma'am, please.
So as to the allegation that you were driving with your license suspended, revoked, or denied on January 12th, 2021, Mr. Chafin,
Yes, ma'am, I'm listening.
do you understand what's going on this morning?
I do. My license were suspended and I was driving without them. And I honestly didn't receive any mail about it. I apologize for that.
That's okay, sir. What you're trying to do is get to the facts of the case. Right now, the arraignment is to make you aware of the charge and any possible penalties and to figure out if you're pleading guilty, no contest, mute, or guilty. And that's why I asked, would you like to speak to a court-appointed attorney so you can have some guidance in this matter? Did you wish to proceed representing yourself, or would you like to accept the offer of the people to plead to the charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive?
Could I get a appointed attorney, please?
Yes, sir. I'm going to have you wait just 1 second. There's one matter in front of you. Mr. Jadala, this is Matthew Chafin, 21SU 00010 A and B, driving while license suspended and equipment violation. I see that you're back with the other file that I just threw on the floor. Give me 1 second.
Yes, Judge.
Recalling 21 HR 001720M, Huron Township versus Argyris.
And Your Honor, respectfully, Sam Jadala, P62186. Your Honor, for purposes of the arraignment, we waive formal reading and stand mute. And Your Honor, for purposes of the pretrial, Your Honor, we respectfully request a final pretrial on this matter, requiring complaining witnesses to appear at that time, Your Honor. We believe it may be clarified by doing such.
Final pretrial date will be April 22nd, 2021. At 10:10 a.m. with Judge Green.
Your Honor, can I ask you who the complaining witnesses are?
I don't have that information, sir.
And sir, they'll have to be present at the final pretrial, so just be patient, okay?
Okay.
That's
Thank
the
you.
bond in this matter, Mr. Jadala.
Your Honor, Your Honor, defendant understands to not return to that address. There's going to be a no contact, do not return order. He fully understands. He's fully going to comply, Your Honor. We just respectfully request a personal bond.
Any comment on behalf of the township?
No, Your Honor, we just request that he not return to the United States.
Bond will be set at 1,000 personal. Sir, you are not to return to Huron Estates for any reason during the pendency of this matter, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Jadala?
Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you. You're all set, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. You too.
Mr. Jadala, would you go and speak to Mr. Chafin, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Marianne, it's now 11:34. I don't see anyone else in our virtual waiting room, and we're 2.5 hours past our scheduled start time. So when we're done with Mr. Chafin, the rest of these matters will be deemed to be either habeases or defaults. Saying that so that Mr. Young knows that he's, uh-oh. Phone call. Call. Thank you. You know what happens, you completely forget about these things. And it's not, Mr. Young, this is not your file. This is one where the defendant does not have access to Zoom. Nope, that completely slipped my mind. Thank you, Marianne. But Mr. Young, I think that means you're all set for real this time. Nope, not really.
What is Mr. Chafin?
I know, thank you. I was so trying to set you free.
It's okay. I'm
Recalling,
close. I can see this.
Sumter Township versus Chafin.
In respect to Your Honor, Sam Ridgedala, P62186, appearing on behalf of Mr. Chafin. Your Honor, for purposes of today's arraignment, we'd waive formal reading and stand mute. For purposes of pretrial, my client would like to avail himself to the plea. He understands he's pleading guilty to one count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Both other counts are being dismissed.
Mr. Chafin, you heard the statements made by Mr. Jadala this morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people that if you plead guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, the other matters will be dismissed.
Yes, ma'am.
And you plead freely and voluntarily,
Yes, ma'am.
understanding that you'll give up your rights to trial in this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, is it true that on January 12, 2021, in Sumter Township, you allowed an unlicensed driver to drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Satisfied, Mr. Young?
Satisfied. Thank you, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Mr. Jadala?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, your plea is accepted to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. You'll have a fine of $100, cost of $200, $75 crime victims fund fee, $50 state cost, $20 fine fee for a total of $445. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days?
Yes, ma'am, I can. And I am deeply sorry about this.
Mr. Chapin, no worries. I understand. I appreciate your patience this morning. $445 within 30 days. You have some other outstanding matters with the court where you owe a total of $858.
Yeah, they wrote me for a suspended license in the past, and I was in the process of writing out a letter to the judge about it. And I had proof of insurance. It's just I did not have that card on me at that very moment, and for some reason they didn't pull it up. But I can still give you the ID number for it and everything if you need it. I have total proof that I was insured and driving at that time.
Mr. Chapin, those matters are not before me this morning, but when I get your file, I get a note to remind you of that. So I just wanted to make sure that you were in fact aware of it. Okay.
Yes,
We're all set, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you much.
All right, with that, Your Honor, I'm going to go. Thank you. And to Caitlin and Sam and Mary Ann, thank you and have a good day. I'm glad to go.
Have a good day, Mr. Young.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Foley Carter, we had one more matter. This was the Yeager matter. Defendant is unable to access Zoom, and I was supposed to call him, and because his name is Yeager, I completely overlooked his file, so I'm calling him right now. He's only able to participate by phone.
Understood.
So I'm gonna call him, call the matter, and put him on speakerphone, and we'll see if we can get this worked out.
Great, thanks, Judge.
Good morning. May I speak to Johnny Yeager, please? Mr. Yeager, this is Judge Merton over 34th District Court. I'm going to put you on speakerphone, okay? Thank you. Calling 20HR12982 A, B, and C. This is Huron Township versus Johnny Yeager. Mr. Yeager on the phone, would you state your full name for me, please?
Johnny Anthony Yeager.
Sir, these files were scheduled for arraignment pretrial this morning. It's alleged that on December 10th, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fine and court costs. You also had a registration and/or plate violation, same date. Again, a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail plus $500 fines and costs. No proof of insurance is a civil infraction from that date. Sir, there's an offer in the file that if you plead guilty to the driving while license suspended, the prosecutor would dismiss the no proof of insurance and the registration or plate violation. Did you wish to avail yourself of the offer of the people? Or were you looking for the opportunity to speak with a court-appointed attorney?
No, I'll take the offer, ma'am, Your Honor.
Mr. Yeager, you understand that the court accepts your plea this morning. You won't have a trial of any kind in this matter. You won't have an opportunity to bring witnesses or present evidence on your own behalf.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you been threatened in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, is it true that on December 10th, 2020 in Huron Township, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Ms. Foley Carter?
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Sir, the court's going to accept your plea to driving while license suspended, understanding that the other matters will be dismissed. The court is also going to impose a fine of $100, cost of $300, $75 crime victims fee, $50 state cost, $20 fine fee for a total of $545. Are you able to pay that amount within 30 days or do you need more time?
35 days from
30.
today?
30 days from today.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Yes, which way?
I'll be able to pay it within 3 days. I should be able to pay it within 30 days. I don't see any. I did not check on the first, so yes, I should be able to, yes.
If your situation changes and you need more time, contact the court, speak to the collections department, and they'll get your matter taken care of. Okay, sir? Thank you. We're all set. You have a good day.
That's it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I do believe that truly is the last thing. I don't see anybody in our waiting room for real this time.
All right.
Mr. Jadala, thank you for your assistance this morning. Ms. Foley Carter, the only thing I'm doing now are the capiases, so if you wish to stay, great. Otherwise, I will see you in a couple of weeks.
All right. I will see you then. It's been great.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Bye, Sam.
Oh, you guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Jadala. Take care.
Absolutely.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Caitlin. Bye, Sam.
Bye-bye, Mary Ann.
This is 201390 OT. Sumter Township versus Janine Curry. And 20SU00263. The matter was scheduled for review. As to the misdemeanor 1393, the matter was scheduled for 10 a.m. It's now 11:43 by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. And as much as the defendant has failed to appear this morning, bench warrant shall issue $5,000, 10%. Next is 192811. Huron Township versus Sam. Last name is Gingiloski. The matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:50 this morning. It is now 11:44 by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. And as much as the defendant has failed to appear this morning, bench warrant shall issue $5,000, 10%. SU00012OT. Sumter Township versus Elliott Norman. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 11 a.m. It's now 11:44 by the court's clock. The defendant having failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue $5,000, 10%. 21HR13590 A, B, and C. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial. It is at 9:30 a.m. It is now 11:45 by the court's clock. The defendant having failed to appear, there being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, bench warrant shall issue $5,000, 10%. Next, 21 HR 00328. A, B, and C. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 10:20 a.m. Huron Township versus Emily Michelle Small. Scheduled for 10:20 a.m. and it's now 11:45 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. The civil infractions that accompany this misdemeanor will be deemed in default. This is 201388 Sumter Township versus Jelonte Starks. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 11 a.m. It is now 11:46 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Inasmuch as the defendant has failed to appear, bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. This is 20SU00499 A and B. Sumter Township versus Deion Taylor. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9 a.m. It's now 11:47 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, there being no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. HR 12980 A, B, and C. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial Huron Township versus Sean Thomas, scheduled for 9:40 a.m. It is now 11:48 by the court's clock. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. Civil infractions will be deemed in default. 20 HR 12899 A, B, and C, Huron Township versus James Epler. These matters were scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:40 a.m. It's now 11:48 a.m. by the court clock. There being no one in the court's virtual waiting room, the defendant has failed to appear. The civil infractions are deemed in default. Bench warrant shall issue in the misdemeanor matter 5,010%. 20 HR 13305 A and B, Huron Township versus Sierra Williams. Matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:50 a.m. It is now 11:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. Defendant has failed to appear. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. The company and civil infraction will be deemed in default. 20 HR 12885 A, B, and C. Matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:50 a.m. Huron Township versus Raylon Wright. It is 11:49 a.m. by the court's clock. There is no one in the court's virtual waiting room. The defendant has failed to appear this morning. Bench warrant shall issue 5,010%, and the accompanying civil infractions will be deemed in default. Those are all the files I have this morning. That concludes our 9 a.m. docket.